The physical signs he's truly attracted to you. Have you ever stood in front of a guy wondering, is he actually into me or am I just imagining things? It's crazy how someone can speak volumes without saying a single word. The truth is, a man's body often confesses his attraction long before his mouth does. Today, I'm going to show you the unmistakable physical signs, those little behaviors he can't control that reveal he's genuinely drawn to you. When a man is genuinely attracted to you, one of the first places it shows is in his eyes long before he ever says a word. The eyes are powerful because they reveal what the mouth tries to hide. A man who likes you will find himself almost magnetically drawn to look at you. Even if he's trying to play it cool or pretend he's not interested, his eyes will betray him every single time. Attraction interrupts his normal behavior. Instead of scanning the room, checking his phone, or keeping his attention evenly spread, he zeroes in on you again and again. You'll notice it in the way his gaze lingers a little longer than it should. It's not the stare of someone evaluating you. It's the look of someone captivated. His eyes soften slightly when he looks at you, like he's absorbing more of you than he expected to. And then there's the quick glance away the moment you catch him looking. That little flicker of embarrassment or surprise is incredibly telling, because the guy who has no interest won't feel the need to look away fast. He doesn't care if you notice. But the one who's attracted wants to look at you without being caught doing it. That's why the moment your eyes meet, he shifts, blinks or glances down as if his brain got caught in the act. Another sign is how frequently his eyes return to you even when the situation doesn't require it. Maybe you're in a group conversation talking to someone else or simply sitting nearby, yet out of everyone in the room, his eyes keep finding you like a reflex. That's because attraction heightens awareness. You become the most interesting person in the room without him deciding it consciously. His mind registers you as important, and his eyes follow. You may also notice a change in his pupils. Biology plays its part here. When someone is attracted, their pupils naturally dilate. It's a physical reaction tied to interest and excitement. Of course, lighting matters too, but when combined with the other signs, dilated pupils are a strong indicator that he's feeling something more than casual interest. And then there's the way he watches you when you talk. A man who's drawn to you doesn't just look at your face. He studies your expressions. He watches the way your lips move when you speak, the way your eyes light up when you laugh, the way you move your hands as you explain something. He's not just listening, he's absorbing. His eyes stay on you with a focus that makes you feel seen, not just looked at. This is the kind of attention that can't be faked for long, because it's driven by genuine pull, not manners or social expectations. The eyes reveal desire, curiosity, admiration, and even vulnerability. And when a man is truly attracted, all of those things leak out through the way he looks at you softly, often, and with a quiet intensity. One of the strongest and most reliable signs of a man's attraction is how his body naturally positions itself around you. Human beings are wired to move closer to what they want and farther from what they don't. So when a man feels drawn to you, even if he's trying hard to hide it, his body will reveal the truth long before he speaks it. Watch the direction his body takes when you're nearby. Attraction shows itself in subtle, almost instinctive movements. The slight lean forward when you talk, the angle of his shoulders turning toward you, or his feet pointing in your direction, even when he's trying to stay composed. You'll notice that when he's interested, he doesn't just face you with his eyes, his whole posture shifts. When someone likes you, they subconsciously want to remove barriers. They want connection, closeness, and comfort. So you might see him leaning in, not dramatically, but in a way that makes the space between you feel smaller. If you're sitting, he may tilt his torso forward or swivel his body toward you, even if it means turning away from others. If you're standing in a group, pay attention to where his feet and hips are directed. People often forget this part of body language, but it's incredibly honest. If his feet point toward you, it's a sign he feels pulled in your direction, even if he's not fully aware of it. Another clear indicator is how he reacts when someone else interrupts your conversation. If he stays physically oriented toward you, even while responding to someone else, it means you are still his main point of focus. His body stays committed to the connection, even if the moment briefly shifts. This is something men almost never control consciously. They don't rehearse where their feet are pointing or how much they lean towards someone. They simply respond to how they feel. There's also something powerful in the way he closes distance. A man who's genuinely attracted will often find reasons, small, innocent reasons, to come closer. Maybe he moves a little nearer during a conversation so he can hear you better, even when he can hear you perfectly fine. Maybe he stands beside you instead of across from you. Maybe he steps closer when showing you something on his phone, or leans in to make a joke feel more personal. These little shifts signal comfort, interest, and a desire for connection. And it's not just about moving closer, it's about staying close. If he feels good in your presence, his body won't pull away quickly. He'll linger. He'll hover near you even after the conversation ends, as if his body doesn't want to leave just yet. Attraction creates a gravitational pull, and that pull shows up in the way he positions himself, open, turned toward you, leaning in, and unintentionally inviting more connection. One of the most fascinating physical signs of attraction is mirroring, because it's something he does without even realizing it. When a man feels drawn to you, his body naturally tries to sync with yours. This isn't something people consciously plan. It's a subconscious attempt to build connection, harmony, and emotional closeness. Mirroring is the body's way of saying, I'm aligned with you. I feel what you feel. I'm on your wavelength. And when a man is attracted, this alignment becomes even stronger. You'll notice that when you adjust your posture, he may do the same a few seconds later. If you pick up your drink, he might lift his right after. If you cross your legs, he may shift his position too. These small behaviors aren't about copying. They're about connection. Humans mirror the people they feel comfortable with or drawn to, and when attraction is involved, the mirroring becomes even more noticeable and frequent. Another powerful example is how he mirrors your energy. If you speak softly, his voice naturally lowers. If you're excited and animated, he becomes more expressive. If you lean in, he leans in. If you sit back, he eases into the same space. Your energy creates a rhythm, and he unconsciously falls into it. It's a sign that he's not only paying attention to you physically, but emotionally attuning himself to your presence. Mirroring also shows up in timing. If you laugh, he often laughs right after, even if he's not entirely sure what the joke was. Not because he's confused, but because your joy pulls him in. If you pause, he pauses with you. If your tone shifts, you'll see his shift subtly too. These moments are micro connections, tiny signals that his body is trying to stay in sync with you. Pay attention to his facial expressions as well. If you smile, he often smiles back, even when the smile wasn't directed at him. If you raise your eyebrows while telling a story, he might mimic the movement. If you show surprise, concern, excitement, or curiosity, you'll see hints of the same emotion flash across his face. Attraction heightens empathy, and empathy naturally creates mirroring. What makes mirroring such a reliable sign is that people rarely notice themselves doing it. It's not a tactic, not a strategy, not an attempt to impress. It's an instinctive response, his mind and body aligning with yours because he feels connected to you. It's the kind of behavior that happens when someone feels safe, drawn in, and emotionally open. So when you notice him moving like you, reacting like you, or syncing up with your rhythm, know this. His attraction is showing itself in one of the purest, most honest ways possible. When a man is genuinely attracted to you, one of the clearest physical signs shows up in the small, intentional touches he initiates. These aren't grand, romantic gestures or obvious moves. They're the gentle, subtle touches that happen naturally in moments of connection. Attraction creates a desire for closeness, and touch becomes one of the ways he expresses that carefully, respectfully, and often without fully realizing what he's doing. It's the softness in his touch, the intention behind it, and the frequency of these innocent gestures that reveal his true feelings. You might notice how he finds simple reasons to make contact. Maybe he brushes an imaginary piece of dust off your shoulder, even if there's nothing there. Maybe he lightly taps your hand when he laughs at something you said, creating a small moment of shared energy. Or perhaps he guides you gently through a crowded room by placing a hand near your back or on your arm. Not in a possessive way, but in a protective, attentive one. These touches are subtle, but they matter because they come from a place of wanting to create a connection that goes just a little deeper. Another sign appears in how comfortable he becomes with proximity. When he's attracted, he doesn't shy away from closeness. If you're sitting next to each other, his leg might brush yours accidentally, on purpose, or he might let his arm rest closer to yours than necessary. If he's handing you something, he holds it just long enough that your fingers might graze. He's not overstepping boundaries, he's creating tiny spaces for contact that feel warm, natural, and inviting. Touch becomes a bridge between his interest and your awareness of it. Pay attention to the way he responds when you initiate light touch. If he likes you, he won't flinch, stiffen, or pull back. Instead, he'll soften, relax, and lean into the moment even subtly. He may slightly extend the contact or smile in a way that feels genuine and warm. His reaction to your touch can reveal even more than the touches he initiates himself, because it shows comfort, openness, and a desire for deeper connection. Even noticed touches can be telling. When a man is attracted, Sometimes he tries to touch you but second guesses himself halfway through. He might reach out as if to straighten something near you, then quickly pull his hand back. Or he might start a gesture and change his mind, unsure if he should or shouldn't. That hesitation is attraction wrestling with fear of crossing a line too soon. The key thing to remember is this. Real attraction expresses itself through gentle, respectful, and meaningful touch. Not forceful, not rushed, not overly bold, just small, thoughtful contact that communicates. I want to be closer to you, even if I'm not saying it out loud. These touches are quiet confessions, one soft moment at a time. Attraction doesn't just show up in confidence, it often shows up in the little nervous habits a man simply can't control. When he likes you, his body starts reacting in ways that betray the fact that you matter to him. Even the most self-assured man can become slightly unsettled in the presence of someone he's genuinely drawn to. These signs are rarely loud or dramatic. They're subtle hints that his emotions are already engaged, even if he's trying to appear relaxed and composed. One of the most common signs is fidgeting. He might adjust his shirt, smooth his hair, touch his face, fix his watch, or shift his weight from one foot to another. These movements aren't signs of discomfort with you. They're signs of excitement mixed with a desire to appear at his best. Attraction creates a kind of internal pressure. He wants to impress you. He wants to be liked, and suddenly he becomes hyper-aware of himself. That awareness shows up in these tiny, seemingly unnecessary adjustments. Another noticeable behavior is how he responds when you speak. A man who's attracted may suddenly become overly focused, nodding quickly, blinking more, or laughing at things that wouldn't normally make him laugh so hard. It's not forced, it's a little surge of energy his body releases because he's nervous in the best possible way. Sometimes he might even stumble over his words, repeat himself, or start a sentence, and then lose track of what he was saying. These micro mistakes happen because his mind is split between listening to you and trying to manage his own excitement. You might also catch him doing something many people overlook. He takes a deeper breath when you walk into the room or when the conversation gets more personal. This is the body's way of regulating nerves. Attraction triggers a slight adrenaline response, and deeper breaths help him steady himself. It's subtle, but once you notice it, you'll see how telling it really is. Another sign shows up in the way he smiles. A man who's attracted often displays a shy or slightly awkward smile, one that appears quickly, disappears just as fast, almost like he's trying to hide how happy your presence makes him. He might look down after smiling or look away briefly, trying to collect himself. Attraction makes him more expressive, but also more self-conscious about that expression. Even his posture can shift. He may sit a little straighter, push his shoulders back, or expand his chest slightly. But these attempts to appear confident often mix with signs of nervous energy, like tapping his fingers, bouncing his leg, or shifting in his seat. It's the tension between wanting to impress you and feeling nervous that creates these habits. These nervous behaviors aren't flaws. They're some of the most honest signs that he genuinely cares how you see him. Nervousness isn't a lack of confidence. It's the body's way of saying, you matter to me more than I expected. When a man is genuinely attracted to you, he won't simply rely on words to show it. His instinct will be to break physical and emotional barriers just to be closer to you. Attraction creates a pull, something subtle but undeniable, that make him want to reduce the distance between you in every setting. This isn't about making bold moves or invading your space. It's about finding natural, comfortable moments to be near you, moments that feel effortless but are filled with intention. You'll notice how he positions himself when you're together. If there's a choice between sitting across from you or beside you, he'll often choose the spot that brings him closer. Even in group settings, he gravitates toward you, finding ways to stand next to you, angle himself your direction, or lean in during conversation. These movements might look casual, but they're actually instinctive expressions of attraction. His body wants to be in your orbit, even if he's trying to appear calm and composed. Another sign is how he closes small gaps without making it obvious. If you're walking together, he might slow down or speed up to match your pace, so you naturally fall into step side by side. He may choose a spot near you when everyone sits down, even if it means changing where he originally planned to sit. If you're browsing something together like a phone, a menu, or a photo, he'll position himself close enough that your shoulders or arms lightly touch. These aren't accidents. They're gentle attempts to experience closeness without pushing boundaries. You'll also see it in the way he pays attention to your comfort and safety. If you're moving through a crowded space, he might step closer to guide you or make sure you don't get separated. If you're sitting in a noisy place, he'll lean in, not just to hear you better, but because being close to you feels natural. If you're feeling cold, tired, or uncomfortable, he instinctively shifts nearer, as if proximity is his way of being present and supportive. Sometimes the desire to be close shows up in more subtle ways. He may angle his chair toward you even when talking to someone else. He might stand a little closer than necessary when you're having a quiet conversation. He might linger beside you after the interaction has technically ended, not quite ready to walk away. Attraction slows him down around you. He wants the moment to last just a little longer. Breaking barriers also shows up emotionally. When a man is attracted, he becomes more open, more expressive, more willing to share pieces of himself. The closeness he seeks isn't only physical, it's conversational. So, as he draws physically nearer, he also begins to open up, letting you see who he really is. These two forms of closeness go hand in hand. All these small actions are signs of a deeper truth. He feels pulled towards you. His body, his instincts, and his energy all move in your direction, create moments of connection that feel natural, warm, and effortlessly intimate. Attraction is rarely loud, obvious, or dramatic. It reveals itself in the small, almost invisible moments, the kind you can only catch when you slow down and truly observe. A man who is genuinely interested doesn't need to make grand announcements or use perfect words. His body does the talking long before he ever opens his mouth. The lingering eyes, the leaning posture, the gentle touches, and the nervous energy are not random actions. They're clues. Clues that he feels something real. Clues that his attraction is rooted in instinct, not performance. Every physical sign you see is a piece of a bigger picture. Whether it's the way he mirrors your movements or the small gesture he makes to come closer, these behaviors show emotional investment. They show he's not just looking at you, he's responding to you. He's reacting to your presence in ways he can't fully control. That's the beauty of attraction. The truth leaks out. Even when someone tries to hide it, it's honest, it's raw, and it's incredibly revealing. Understanding these signs doesn't only give you clarity about him, it empowers you. It frees you from waiting endlessly for words that may never come. It helps you read the situation with confidence, knowing that his body language reflects his heart. These physical behaviors are nature's way of guiding you toward the truth. All you need is awareness, the ability to recognize what's right in front of you. And as you move forward, remember this. Attraction is not just about noticing the signs. It's about valuing yourself enough to pay attention to what feels genuine and what doesn't. A man who's truly into you can't hide it. His actions will show it. His presence will show it. His energy will show it. And when you see these signs consistently, you'll no longer question whether he's attracted, you'll feel it. Because real attraction doesn't just show itself. It reaches you. Thank you so much for spending your time with this message. I appreciate you for being here, for listening, and for valuing your own worth enough to learn the signs that truly matter. Your presence means everything, and I hope this guide gives you the clarity you deserve. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a video that empowers you, inspires you, and supports your growth. Until next time, take care of yourself, trust your intuition, and stay confident. Goodbye, and thank you once again for being here.